Hello everyone, it's Caribbean E and Tina.
Hi.
Welcome to the channel. Hope you guys having a great and a wonderful day and everything is going your way and that you are in the best of health.
Yes, the best of health, most importantly, especially in this time.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely.
So today we are going to talk about life snags and how to get past them to retire well. It's something that happens to all of us. Life gets in the way.
Right.
So let's look at some snags we may or may not have experienced and how to get past them to retirement.
There you go. Here we go.
It's all about retirement, right? Wherever you want to retire.
There you go.
So the first, the fear of the unknown.
Right.
Okay. It is likely that your retirement or life paralysis is about fear and you're not moving forward as a way to avoid the possibility of failure. A lot of people fear failure.
Right.
Being great at your job yields job security, potential for advancement, and gives you that sense of security and stability. But remember that success is often born out of failures.
And a lot of people don't see that. It's God's stepping stones. Failure absolutely is the way to success because you have to fail before you succeed.
Yes.
A lot of inventors did, from the Wright brothers to Thomas Edison. A lot of other people we see have invented popular things that we do every day, we use every day. It is because they tried first, then they failed, then they kept trying.
True.
And that's the key. When you fail, you got to get up and keep trying.
Yes. Number 2, financial emergencies. And that could be a laundry list of things. But anticipate, save, and plan. Think ahead. Set a savings goal that you can stick to in life, right? When a financial obstacle appears, it's just something you have to get around or over. It's not a reason to quit.
Right.
So have savings to help ease the sting, and you'll get past these unexpected financial crises. It may feel like 2 steps forward, 1 step back, but everyone faces some setbacks every now and then. Use your setback as a setup for a comeback because any goal worth achieving is worth working hard for, like retirement.
Absolutely. Especially retirement. And, I did a video in the past, Tina, about the fear factor and how some people allow fear to keep them from achieving some great and marvelous and magnificent things in life because they allow fear to hold them back.
Fear can be a killer.
It can be. It can.
Seriously,
fear can affect your health, Tina.
Yeah.
It can affect your outlook, and it can fail your progress. Because if you're fearful, you'll stop moving, and you'll stop progressing, and you won't go nowhere. You'll be at a standstill.
Yeah, that's scary. That's like when I tell you that I know people that I grew up with who, were born and raised in a small area of Gary, Etna. And if I go back to visit family that still live there, there's still those same people. They don't live with their parents, but they still live in the same neighborhood. They never left. It's just a fear of the unknown, not wanting to get out of there. Everything's fine here. Why should I leave? It's like, I can't do it. But anyway, number 3, divorce. Fear of you got me talking about fear. Divorce, a huge life snag. If you fall, get up and learn from it. That's what I always say.
Right.
Some marriages don't make it for a laundry list of reasons, but instead of letting the failure of that marriage stop us completely, you may need to get up, dust yourself off. This part's important. Learn from that experience. We can always take something from a failure like marriage that led to divorce. What steps do I now need to do to get back on track financially and mentally?
Absolutely.
I know that. I had to do it.
Man, getting back on track from a financial failure, it's going to take some focus.
Yeah, it's hard.
It's going to take some focus.
Planning.
Determination.
Yeah.
Gut-wrenching decisions.
Yes.
And a lot of pullbacks.
Yeah, that's true.
You got to tighten up the belt, tighten that wallet up, baby.
Yep. And number 4, change. Change is good, and it's an inevitable part of life. Nothing ever stays the same. We might like our routines, but we need to step out of our comfort zone when we want a more fulfilling retirement. There will always be something that comes along to disrupt your routine. It's just life. Accepting change, embracing it, and learning to flow with it can help point you towards an amazing retirement. If we become too rigid, we will break in the face of the pressures of life. But if we learn to roll with those changes that life throws at us and still head towards our goal, we'll be happier and we'll get to where we want to be. So change.
Change is another, it's a small word, but it's a big word in a sense, because a lot of people just don't like change. They just don't like being interrupted.
Yeah.
You can be driving down the road and they're working on the freeway, so now you got to stop and slow down. That's going to hold you up from getting to where you got to go.
Yeah.
Now you got to go to the cone zone. Now you got to stop, and your 4 lanes go down to 1 lane. Everybody's creeping. Everybody hates to be in the traffic jam because everybody got somewhere to go real fast, and they want to get there with the quickness. Well, change is finally here. Look around us right now. COVID-19, that's change. That's changing a whole lot of things that we normally wouldn't see in our society.
Right.
So, don't be afraid of change. Just remember, you can conquer it if you stay focused and don't let it throw you for a loop.
Yes, that's a big thing. And last, death of a loved one. And I know you can talk on this, but unexpected death of a loved one is most likely to be one of the worst things that a person can experience mentally. I know we don't want to think about it, but a way to prepare for this is life insurance and a will. Not a won't.
Not a won't.
Keep all your important life documents with information about items like your checking account, your pension benefits that you're receiving, any bank accounts, any of that. Just keep it accessible and up to date for the surviving members to be able to find in your family. Make a list of all your online accounts and usernames like I did for you, because I take care of all of the business online. So I said, anything ever happens to me, I need you to do anything. Here's all the usernames, the passwords, everything, so that they know what to pay and take care of. But funerals are not cheap. They keep on going up. I hate to say it, every single day, even in this time when people are just unfortunately attending more funerals than they would like. The prices aren't changing. They're not giving anybody any savings on anything. So since they can be expensive for families who are already struggling financially in this time, you have to prepare. It is also mentally hard to see yourself moving forward with a new life, but life and bills do not stop.
They will keep coming.
Yes.
And people are starting to see that now with this unemployment rate. And I don't care how long you've been out of work. Sometimes the system just don't care. Your bills just keep coming.
Right, but death is a huge bill. But
now death, it takes it to a whole nother level, because the average person can't even afford life insurance right now, Tina. So, I mean, I'm just being real with it.
But that's when you have to really decide what's important. And there's some things that people can't sacrifice. Health insurance being the number one, and life insurance being the second. I'm sorry, that's things that you have to keep paying and you have to keep on contributing to, because they could cost you more if you don't have it. Than, because bills add up. You make those payments. You don't think there's interest on all those payments, even in death. I hate to say it.
Yeah.
And then some people, it's not even about the bills. It's just the loss of somebody that they really love. They did prepare well. They were able to pay for the bills. But it's that loss. Like your sister, she lost her daughter, and everything was paid for because your niece was very good at planning and deciding and knowing that everything would be taken care of. But your sister can't get past the loss. And when you can't get past, you can't move.
Right.
And you can't go forward with your life. And it keeps you trapped almost.
There's a lot, like I said, it was a lot of preparation that went into. I lost my niece a couple years ago, and I'm glad she had everything intact.
Right. Unlike your nephew. That's like you had a niece and a nephew within a few years in the same family, and it was night and day.
Right.
The nephew didn't plan for anything, and it was havoc. And then the niece planned for everything.
And it was a smooth transition.
But still, there was a loss that people couldn't get over either way.
Right.
So,
right.
yeah.
And you know how it is. It's hard when you can't think straight when you're grieving.
Yeah.
And that's why I wouldn't advise anybody to deal with that alone.
No.
You should have a trusted friend, a family member, somebody that can talk to you, help you stay focused, and get you through the process, because after you grieve and while you grieve, business has to be handled.
Yes, you still have to move forward. So we often give up our goals when something like these life snags that we mentioned. But a life event that disrupts your progress doesn't have to sidetrack your goal of retirement completely.
Right.
It doesn't. You can overcome these obstacles just like any other. Life will always throw you curveballs. I mean, that's inevitable.
Mm-hmm.
With practice, we can learn to hit them out of the park and have the retirement that you've always dreamed of. It's just like you said.
It's how you plan, and
how you face it.
And how you face it, and how you deal with it, and how you handle it. And if you have all these parameters into place, it just makes the transition, Tina, a whole lot smoother, because you got a game plan, you got a goal, and you want to hit the ball out of the park, and you want to finish well like I did.
Yes. And that's why I like some of, I know everybody doesn't always watch the Sunday inspirational words. Sometimes I even tell him it takes him a minute to get to the point. But if you stick there for the point, you really do kind of tackle life biblically, how to just use the word of God and just use the counsel of others to get through things and to get past things, because staying stagnant, will keep you right where you're at. And then you wake up 10 years later and you're like, I should have already been retired, and you're miserable, your life is miserable and you're upset, and maybe you got through a divorce, you're bitter, but bitterness loves company, honey. Don't give it to it.
That's what you're telling. And bitterness rides first class. and it is what it is. So it's all up to you. We gave you some key pointers, how to face certain things, how to get through some of the tough times in your life, because you want to finish well.
Yes.
We all have a finish line.
Yes.
And it's how you looking when you get to that finish line. I ran track for the United States Army, and I was a 400-meter man. And one thing about running 400 meters is just one fast lap around the track. So my strategy was, I'm gonna bust out, I'm gonna get me a nice, good, fast stride my first 200 meters, because I know I have to have something left for that second 200 meters. And that's where the race is really, really won. Not the first 200 meters, but the second 200 meters. So it's how you strive, and it's how because I used to hit up. When I got to the second 200 meters, I hit that bear, and I know if I have nothing left, I would lose, end up 4th, 5th place. So most times, I was the first place runner, because I knew how to strategize and use my body, use my mind and my spirit, how to get me through to the finish line in front of everybody else.
Yes, and our kids are in their 20s, and I have to laugh every time I get off the phone with you, and they're like, oh, life is so hard, and there's so many problems, and adulting is hard, this just never gets easy. And I'm laughing because I'm thinking to themselves, they are literally in the first leg of the race.
Right.
Whereas I would like to think that we're in the middle of the race, but we may be, like you said, on the last 200 meters, so let's hope not. But, you look at things differently when you're in different legs of the race. I know you guys can attest to that. Like, we have people who watch us in all age ranges.
Right.
So you can say, you know where you fit in the race, you know what you've learned, and you know that it depends on where you're at.
Right.
But save up that energy, because guess what? Your best years could be literally the end of the race, where you're less stressed, you're free, as in financially, spiritually, you're gone from that thing I call the job hell, the bonds, the ties of that. And you want to just live your life like this, with the breeze blowing in the back, and it's beautiful out, and you just want to say, this is living. So to get there, though, you will always have snags, you'll always have things in your way, you'll have obstacles, you'll have people telling you, no, you shouldn't do it. But remember this, finish well.
Right.
That's perfect analogy, that race, yes. I agree.
And don't get burned out before you retire, because you don't want to go into retirement burned out.
No.
You want to have a lot left, okay? Don't get burned out in the first 200 meters, because if you do, the race is over, you're done.
Yeah.
So, in the meantime, between the time. Always remember, life is to be enjoyed.
And remember to hit subscribe, hit notification bell so that you can keep getting notified when we have videos. Remember to go back, watch that video on Social Security, how to retire well. We have a ton of great information we've been putting out there to help you get to that finish line. So go back, watch those videos, but you can do that easy when you subscribe to the channel.
That's what I'm talking about. So until the next video, peace.